Welcome to the Movie Epidemic podcast. This is one wily pod we've got on deck.
177, baby.
177, episode 177. I don't know if you guys heard, but the king of the death pool, clack, clack.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
I'm claiming this season as a repeat, baby.
I told everyone at my work because I was super pissed about it. So, essentially what happened this week is that Buck LeDuc's dark horse pick.
Oh, my dude.
Died.
He was my guy.
So you got how old was he when he died?
20 years old. XXXTentacion.
Yeah, XXXTentacion. Which, by the way,
extension. Just be called extension. Yeah, that's what that says.
Oh, is that what it's supposed to be?
No, it's supposed to be XXXTentacion. Just be called extension, though.
He just wanted it to be weird or something. But now, here's the thing, is that usually, like, when this sort of death pool stuff happens, we celebrate the points, but we mourn the man. This time around, we ain't going to do that.
Well, scumbag.
Yeah, we won't mourn him. He beat the shit out of a woman until she was literally blind in the eye. So I'm glad, honestly. Like, I'm not even afraid to say it on pod. I'm glad he's gone.
All right.
God bless.
That's a bit ghoulish, but all right.
So wait, you got 80 points.
Plus the 15 bonus.
That's 95.
I don't even
points.
think you can have enough if all your people die. I don't think you got enough, player.
I don't think. Yeah, you're right.
I'm on that golden snitch swag.
Unless all my people, including Bill Skarsgård, die.
Unless they all get that Nirvana bonus.
Yeah, maybe. You think Bob Barker is going to off himself?
Maybe.
It's very doubtful. This is a ghoulish way to start the pod. Welcome to the podcast. Today we're actually going to talk about movies other than Bob Barker and XXXTentacion. We're gonna be talking about The Strangers. Hey, you know how people every year get pissed because we keep doing the Spooky-tober prelude earlier?
What's that?
Yeah, we're doing it in June.
Dude, we're not even turning off spook. This is a horror pod now.
Yeah, this is a horror podcast.
Movie Epidemic Nightmares. We're rebranding.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome to the Movie Epidemic Nightmare podcast, episode 1. We got to start from scratch.
Yeah, restart the count, boys.
Well, and you know what? Because the only way to pop off one hundo again.
Pop off another hundo?
No, pop off one hundo.
Oh,
we can pop off 2 hundo, but is that as good as popping off 1 hundo? I don't think so.
I don't know.
Psychological drama, thriller. Yeah, it's thrill-ish.
That's thrill.
And that's
that's thrill, lad.
Steven Soderbergh film. We're talking about Exorcist, The Beginning.
Oh,
that's the next film in the Exorcist franchise. And we are also talking about Tomb Raider.
Ooh, a meaty main course.
That's going to be Tomb Raider. And we're counting down top 5 horror sequels. Yeah. So you can hang on tight for that. There's some tight ones, dude. Here's the thing. Is that there is only about 5 to 10 tight ones, but the tight ones are
real tight.
I
had a hard time paring down my list.
Yeah, me too. There's like a few on there that I'm like, son of a brisket. I wish I could get that bad boy in there.
I'd love some brisket.
Yeah, dude, I want to fuck with some brisket right now.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, we might have to get brisket after this. Yeah. So welcome to the Movie Epidemic podcast. Let's talk about, what do we want to talk about first today?
Let's do Soderbergh.
Okay, so I watched this movie today. This is pretty fresh in the brain. So Steven Soderbergh, of course, he's most well known for his work on Ocean's 11.
That's right. Ocean's 8.
Magic Mike, Logan Lucky. Yeah. What was that? Contagion. Haywire, yeah. Pretty well known, and it's pretty
good flicks. A lot of good flicks.
Yeah,
they're like, definitely middle of the road.
Yeah, it's 3.5 stars across
but that's
the board.
Okay. That's better than some people's track record, in my opinion.
True. It's not like Tim Burton where you got like a couple of 4.5s and then the rest are all half stars.
I'd rather have the Soderbergh catalog where going in. It's at least going to be 3 stars.
Yeah, it's going to be perfectly fine, I'm sure. It's going to be Kentucky Fried Fun, I'm sure. So the movie Unsane, when you start this movie, you're going to notice something within the first 5 seconds of watching this movie. Mm-hmm. This movie looks like shit. This movie looks fucking horrible. Buck LeDuc, can you tell him why this movie looks so terrible?
Yeah. This movie was shot on an iPhone.
Which brand of iPhone? You don't want to be. You got to be too careful here because iPhone 8 is 4K.
Well, I've been jokingly saying it's an iPhone 5, but it was an iPhone 7.
Was it an iPhone 7?
Yeah.
No 4K on that though, right?
I don't know the specifics. He did have like a fisheye lens and shit to put, because you know how you can get those upgrades for it.
I do not, but I do now.
But I mean, it's not red. You're not shooting on a red. You're shooting on iPhone, and it looks like something that was shot on an iPhone. That being said, I love the shit out of this movie.
I do. I also do. I think this movie is really great. It's so jarring that the movie looks that terrible.
I also think, though,
you stop noticing it eventually.
And because this movie is so suspenseful, I think it works in this case. Well, okay, not suspense. It's uncomfortable, and it makes you feel uncomfortable. And because it's shot so poorly that it's jarring. You're like, why is this happening? What's going on? I can't really follow along.
It's weird. Like, it's definitely one of the most uncomfortable movies ever. It's like a Good Time. You remember Good Time?
Yeah,
it's like that. It's like
Good Time's better, but yeah.
It's like that because like you watch it and you're like, wow, I was super uncomfortable. And
you didn't catch the Safdie brothers filming on an island. Notoriously, Steven Soderbergh retired 2 films ago.
Yeah, now he's made and didn't he also make Ocean's 8?
I don't think he directed it.
He just put his name on it.
He had something to do with it.
He gets some money for it for sure.
He gets money from it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. He's now said that all of his future movies are all going to be shot on iPhone.
No!
You're making more? You said you retired 2 films ago.
Yeah, didn't
Kevin Smith?
Yeah, what didn't he retire after fucking Magic Mike 2? That's a good swan song.
I don't know. Did he direct 2?
I think he did.
Well, it's hard with Soderbergh because it seems like he directs the first one of the franchise and then fucks off for a lot of these. So it's like,
and then he just collects his check as Warner Brothers continues to pop off sequels. That's a good way to go, though.
He definitely does.
That's definitely a good way to go. So here's the thing about this movie is that I think pretty much across the board, we have decent performances. I would almost even say adequate. They're perfectly fine, but there's nothing too groundbreaking except for 3 performances. That main girl, by the way, she's terrible. She's horrible.
Yeah, you didn't like her?
Did not like her. She's terrible. Her friend, Jill, who she works with, even worse. That's the worst. That's like Birdemic acting.
Dude, it's pretty wild, that final scene.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's like, dude, that's some of the craziest acting I've seen in big budget. This is a big budget film that was shot on an iPhone. That's what's wildest about it.
But then we have 3 performances that are great in this movie. Number 1, and I just did not expect me to say this today, but Jay Pharoah, fucking
Jay Pharoah's on that good shit,
dude. He's really good in this movie. Like he brings the wood. He has absolute conviction, and he plays that character so well. There's like that great scene where he's trying to sell his cell phone for a blowjob. Like he's so convincing. I love it. Joshua Leonard also. Is
that the stalker?
Yeah, he's incredible.
He's fucking real good.
He's unbelievable. You might recognize him as one of the kids from the Blair Witch Project.
No, I didn't recognize him from that. Cause I never see that. So I would never watch that.
Apparently, this guy only wants to be in horror movies that are shot on fucking iPhones.
Oh, God, come on now. At least Blair Witch was shot on a DV.
Yeah, it's a DV cam. It's a fucking DV cam.
Mini DV.
Yeah, Unsane might look better than that movie, to be honest, at this point. Unsane might be a better looking movie. And then Matt Damon. But I think
why is he in this? Just doing Soderbergh a favor or what?
I think it was. It must have been a favor. He just got called up and he's like
such an unnecessary, just shoehorned in character.
Well, he doesn't really do much, but I like that he's there because like Matt Damon is like genuinely, he doesn't have to try, you know,
and he doesn't.
He doesn't have to try.
Don't worry, he's not.
He's naturally good, which is why I think what happens is that he was like, oh, Steven Soderbergh's making a movie. Well, I can't just not be in that. Obviously,
sign me up.
Been in a lot of Soderbergh flicks. Contagion, fucking all the Oceans movies. I feel like he was tucked into Logan Lucky somewhere, but
dude, he might have been tucked in there. He might have been wearing a stormtrooper outfit in there or something.
he was tucked, yeah, for sure. This movie is really great. Like let's talk about the screenplay of this movie, because the screenplay of this movie is fucking great.
Yeah.
Like it's really
makes
great.
me incredibly uneasy.
Yeah.
Movie. Like that's the only way I can explain it, is it's incredibly uneasy. And that's what I was trying to get at before. I think the fact that it's filmed on this weird camera, disorienting camera,
it knocks you off guard a little bit.
It throws you off guard so that the uneasy hits you even more. I think
it slides in like a fucking earthworm.
Yeah.
Gross. Gross. So what this movie is actually about is that this woman accidentally commits herself to a mental
I'm a little
hospital.
unclear on that, but
yeah, I don't know how that works. She accidentally commits herself to a mental hospital, and
but what's so good about it is you can't really tell if she's crazy or not the entire time.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, which is what's so good, Epidemic. I actually really like a lot of the interaction with her and the other inmates also.
Yeah.
Particularly Violet, who is one of my favorite characters in the movie, telling everybody that her vagina stinks and stuff like that.
Yeah, it probably does too.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Stinky stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I do find that it's hard to sort of get over the fact that this looks like a fucking 2003 B movie.
Well, even if it is, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's true.
And luckily, it has a good story behind it. Because if it didn't, this would be fucking dog shit. Dude.
Yeah, exactly.
This would be Tangerine Sheen Baker. Movie's not about anything, dude. Just because you shot it with a hook doesn't mean good.
I feel like that's how the Sean Baker way that he made Tangerine. He's like, I'm gonna make this with the iPhone. That's what Malick does, but with $300 million.
Damn, Malick's not interested in making films.
Yeah, he's not interested. Dude wants to make he wants to make 9 unrelated music. He ends on a freeze frame, which is my least favorite thing ever.
Oh,
but the freeze frame is especially bad here because
I thought was very Malick.
Yeah, the freeze frame on an iPhone doesn't work the way that it does if you shoot on HD. You get that shitty little fucking what's it called?
Artifacts. It's got like artifacts.
Yeah, it's like fucking. You can tell that it's interlaced and it looks like shit. Dude, I hate that.
Dude, it looks. Look, I'm not denying this movie looks fucking horrible. And like, I don't understand how Soderbergh can lie to himself and be like, "Yes, this is what everyone should be doing." What are you talking
about? How does Soderbergh look at this and be like, "This is exactly what I was trying to do. This is exactly the way I wanted this movie to look." It can't be, because like one of the biggest problems is that the main climax of the film and the most like jarring part of the film takes place at night.
Oh yeah, dude, this movie's so fucking dark, and you can't see anything.
Yeah, that climax, the climax might as well not even be in here because it's so dark and you cannot see what the fuck's going on. But this movie is such a love-hate relationship with me because
if we compare it to the last Soderbergh, Logan Lucky, that movie looks pretty good, but the story is like
not that good.
I wasn't connecting with it, whereas this one I love. I think it's fucking fantastic. I think like the stalker guy is super creepy, and like he doesn't reveal himself to the third act, which is like, it really is great. And I think here's the thing. I'm gonna say this right now. Okay, you ready for some wild shit? If I'm gonna say this before I say my next bit, but this movie is a 3.5 on the Chadsky scale. If Soderbergh had filmed this on HD, he would have been looking at his first ever 5-star. He would have been looking at his first ever 5-star. But because this movie looks so bad, I can't do it. I cannot give it a 5-star. It's a 3.5. I'd give it a 4. I liked it a lot. I can get past the iPhone enough. I don't think it looks good.
It does.
I think it's a gimmick movie, but it's unfortunate because there is a good movie there, and it's clearly there. Well, it's not like hidden in there. It's there.
And Steven Soderbergh, like he's clearly trying to use like the when you tap on the iPhone screen and it'll focus on a certain thing. Yeah. He's clearly like trying to master how to do that, but it can't because
Soderbergh,
iPhone.
You in film school?
It's not.
It's 50.
It's not in it. It's not innovative. And that's what I think he was going for. He's like, this is innovative to do.
Well, the thing is, he didn't. even record the audio. He had a boom and everything that he had to sync up later. So if you're going through all that work anyway, why are you shooting on nothing?
What did he have the boom attached to? Like just like a sound recorder?
Yeah.
Just fucking attach a boom to a camera.
Yeah.
What are you doing? That's insane. That is so fucking insane.
Yeah, they had a separate rig for audio because you can't capture this stuff on an iPhone. Obviously.
Man, if they had done native iPhone audio though, could you imagine?
Yeah, then you would have Tangerine.
Yeah, then we'd have a 2-star on our hands.
Wow.
We'd be like, this movie's good, but you can't hear what fucking everybody's saying. There's so much goddamn echo.
I don't know what's about.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of foam. Just a girl sitting in a foam room, and then a bearded guy tries to rape a lady. Wild
Stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's Unsane. It's so hard to give this an actual recommendation. I mean, I think people should still see it. I honestly think they should.
I'm certainly glad. I was going to go see it in the theaters because I thought it sounded interesting, but I'm glad didn't do that.
Yeah, that would have looked like shit in the theaters. Absolutely. That would have looked real fucking bad.
Glad didn't do that.
All right. Well, do we want to move into The Strangers?
Sure.
All right. So I think you and I are going to differ a little bit on this one. I don't care much for this movie.
Oh, I think it's great.
I think
it's fantastic stuff.
I don't. I think there's some really great stuff in here, though. I'm a big fan of the first one. I think it's very creepy.
Let's talk about that for a minute, because I like The Strangers enough, but to me, it's a very generic home invasion thriller.
Yeah, but I think it's sort of. I think it's part of the beginning of that. You know, the part of the beginning of that sort of genre that sort of sparked in the mid 2000s.
The beginning of home invasion thrillers.
Well, yeah, like this, like Manson movies. I think
Strangers is better than The Purge.
Yes, I agree.
But like, it's not that much different. Like, there's like, one thing I do like is that they don't have a motivation. I find that quite interesting. That's great. That's one of my favorite things about The Strangers. They just do it because, which I like, which is sort of which is derivative of Manson murders and all that, and that's sort of what it's loosely based on. Very loosely though. So but I do like the first one a lot. I find I to be fair though, I haven't seen it in 5 years. I just remember being very uncomfortable and very creeped out, very scared when I watched that movie. Yeah. It's certainly, I would say it's more suspenseful than Pray at Night, but Pray at Night is just like such good homage to classic slasher in my opinion. Yeah,
like the zooms and the title cards.
I could not have the best time watching Strangers Pray at Night.
That is the stuff I really like about Pray at Night, is like, but I just don't think that those nods that they have to 80s slasher films are often enough for this movie to really be an homage to that genre.
I don't think that's true. It's 90 minutes. So
it's 90 minutes, but there's maybe like 6 or 7 shots in the movie that I think really pay homage to that genre, not including the title card, which obviously is fucking the dopest thing ever.
There's a lot of like really smart choices, I thought, in this movie, like how the cell phones, they just smashed them up and showed it, because you'd be like, oh, why don't they just call somebody?
Yeah,
no, they were going to take care of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to clean that up. Clean that up a little bit.
I think a lot of the actual, because in the first one, and this is sort of my problem with the second movie, is that in the first one I feel like they played with them a little bit more and they fucked with them a little bit more, and had more fun with it. Whereas in the second one, yeah. But in the second one, they're really just going. I literally
watched them back to back. It's like the characters have the scary guys. I don't know what their names are.
The Strangers
and Dollhead Man. No, they have names though.
Do they have names?
Yeah, it's like Dollface and Sack Man or something.
Sack Boy of Little Big Planet.
Yeah, Little Big Planet fame.
Sack Loutsy.
Yeah, but I just like they have the same motivations, which is nothing in both, and they do about the same amount of damage to them. They kill them they waste Katrina Hendricks. They kill her immediately. Yeah.
Oh, I completely.
Spoiler alert! You wasted your best actor and kill her immediately.
Don't worry, she's first bill. Don't worry, she's first bill.
Of course she is. Just like some of the shots to me are just so amazing. Like the pool scene.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up the pool scene.
The fucking truck scene is great.
Yeah. The truck scene's all right. Yeah, that's
then the ending, very derivative of Chainsaw Massacre, but also awesome.
I think just now when you were talking, I figured out what the difference between these two movies are and why I maybe connect with the first one a bit more.
Okay.
Is that I think I like the characters in the first one more. Yes. Because in the second one,
that's true.
In the second one, it's like yummy teen angst. Oh no, I don't like my daddy and mommy. Like,
love the setting of this one compared to the first one.
The trailer park is a smarter setting, I think, than just like a cabin.
The first movie to me is like a bottle episode, whereas this is the real movie to me. This is the real movie to me.
You know what? They should have just stapled these movies together, release it as one film. Fuck it. The Strangers, the whole bloody affair.
The whole bloody affair. Really, fucking Tarantino, release this at your theater, bitch.
Yeah. I do think that this one has a bit more suspense, but there is less torment, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like they don't really like torture them in this movie with like psychologically, whereas in the first one they really mess with them a lot. And I don't know, that's sort of my big thing about this movie, is that it did just feel like they were just chasing to kill in this one rather than,
which is the point of these movies though, so that's a strange complaint.
I agree. I like the torment. I think these are fun if they play more games, you know. Do you know what I'm saying? These types of movies. Because
like I don't understand like what more you could do.
They're wearing the masks, like they're clearly there to fuck with people, and they say that they're just doing it for fun, but they don't seem to really be having as much fun. And in turn, I'm not having as much fun.
Well, see, that's where I disagree completely, because I had way more fun watching this one compared to like Strangers stresses me out too much.
Ooh, that might be it though. That might be it, because like the people in the first movie are more like us, whereas like in the second one, we're pretty detached from that type of scenario.
So it's certainly a slasher movie, whereas the first one is a home invasion thriller. They're different.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair point, actually, that this one is maybe meant to be a different genre of horror film.
This one, you know, it's got that banging soundtrack.
Oh, that soundtrack is banging.
It's got that throwback neon look, dude. I just loved everything about the look of this movie. And just like, I mean, I don't even think the Strangers are that good of a villain, to be honest.
Not really. They're perfectly fine.
But when you think about slasher movies, you think about like Jason, like you think about any of those movies.
Yeah.
So like, this is better than most of those.
Well, it's better than most of Jason movies because most of those are bad, though.
Halloween, better than most of those.
All of those ones are bad, except for Season of the Witch.
Give me any slasher. Sleepaway Camp. I was better than those.
What's it? Fucking Maniac.
Oh, dude, we'll talk about Maniac. Maniac Cop, it's not better than.
But. Yeah, Maniac Cop, it is not better than. I don't know. There was just maybe like a certain touch that I think the first one had that this one didn't have, a certain charm. That
well, I watched. Here's what I'm saying. I watched them back to back, and they're the same movie to me, but this one's more fun.
They're presented differently. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
4 stars.
4 stars. I'll say 2 stars. I can give it 2 stars.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna be. I wasn't that into it. Like I wasn't really into it, if I'm being honest.
Well, that's obviously an insane opinion because you love the first one. It's one of your favorite movies of the early 2000s, the late 2000s.
I think it's a great thriller.
No,
I think that's
not though. So that's why this opinion is insane to me, because you're like I would be fine you giving 2 stars to this movie if you didn't think the first one was a 5-star movie. Because
I don't think the first one. Oh, okay. All right, let's hold up. That's not a 5-star film.
It's the best horror movie of the 2000s. Is what you said in your review.
Did I say that? I think I said one of. I think it's
okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did it have to go up against? Dominion? Fuck you. The early 2000s Blair Witch Project. What in the early 2000s did it have to go up against?
I don't fucking know, but
maybe The Ring, but The Ring is great. Maybe The Ring, but like it's better than The Grudge. It's better than fucking. It's like The Strangers is a pretty good movie, but it's not 5-star. It's fine.
Well, I just don't understand why you're Superman caping the first one and then shitting on this one, because it's like they're both fine.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe I think the first one's just I felt scared watching the first one. I did not feel that reaction to this movie.
But I also don't feel scared during Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and that's one of my favorite movies ever. So it's like, speaking of which, let's get into our top 5
horror sequels. This is the second film. We already did threequels.
We did threequels. Yeah, that was a weird one. Why did we do that?
We did threequel. I don't remember why. We did threequels. And I wish we could go back so I could add Exorcist 3 to my list. That movie's a fucking banger, dude. But now we're doing sequels. This is the second film in a horror franchise. Why don't you start us off with your number 5?
My number 5, I'm going to go with The Conjuring Part 2, James Wan, baby.
Ooh, I actually super like this movie. It did barely miss my list. I love James Wan.
I just feel like there's very few movies that are as scary as the first ones.
Mm-hmm. And Conjuring 2 is absolutely...
Conjuring 2 might be more scary, honestly.
Yeah, because they're like...
It's fucking crooked, man. Get the fuck away from me, dude. You watch
the first Conjuring, and you're like, okay, so this movie's about Scary Doll. That's great. That's pretty scary. And you're like, how are they going to up the ante in this one? They're like, check out this crooked man. And you're check out this scary nun. Check out this crooked man. Check out this Satan demon. And you're like, well, that's too many scary things for one movie. Insidious Part 2. No, I'm just kidding. That's not my number 5. My number 5 is the George Romero classic, Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, baby.
Dawn of the Dead shooting up in the mall.
Wow, what a great film.
I really like Dawn of the Dead.
Man, I'm a zombie nut, but I'm only a zombie nut for the first 3 George Romero movies.
And you know what? Even that third one might be.
No, I like that one a lot. I like that one a lot.
Bubba? Big Bubba?
Bub.
Was it just Bub?
No, yeah. Bubba's Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, I'm getting my Bubs mixed up. But yeah, no, I think that Dawn of the Dead is just
peak zombie shit, movie. Dude.
Because like being trapped in a mall during the zombie apocalypse is like a legitimate cool idea because it's almost a fantasy. Like it's almost like you can almost fantasize yourself in that role, and you're like, that's pretty dope. You get to just like hang out around all that shit. There is a fucking
my favorite visual is just like zombies walking slowly through a mall while mall music is playing.
Yeah. And it's like fucking elevator music. It's silly and just beep 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 beep. And fucking there's actually a pretty good remake of this movie made by Zack Snyder of all fucking people. That's his directorial debut.
I've seen Schneider.
Fucking Ving Rhames up in that bitch. And
that's a thick man.
Dude, Ty Burrell is fucking people in that movie, which I've never seen Ty Burrell do, which is crazy.
Wow, what a treat, Ty Burrell.
What's your number 4?
My number 4 is going to be Evil Dead Part 2,
Evil Dead Part 2, love it. One of my favorite scenes maybe in horror cinema ever is the scene where he's laughing his ass off while chainsawing off his arm. That's a fucking classic, dude.
Man, Bruce Campbell, he fucks.
Yeah, well, he doesn't anymore.
Nah, he fucks.
I've seen him around. I hate him now.
Yeah,
but
I hate him.
80s Bruce Campbell certainly fucked. Yeah. How many on the set of that canceled Evil Dead show? How many of those teenagers do you think Bruce Campbell fucked?
I think he fucked all of them. Mostly the Mexican dude, but I think he fucked all of them.
He absolutely fucked all of them at least once.
Yeah.
So for my number 4. Satan's favorite accountant, baby. I'm talking Hellbound, a.k.a. Hellraiser Part 2.
Wow, I've never seen that.
This movie is great. Christy from the first movie gets put into an insane asylum, and then fucking... This is the first movie, actually, where they call the main villain Pinhead.
Yeah,
where they actually give him a name. Because in the first movie,
you excited for our Hellraiser marathon? That's coming up soon,
dude. I actually am really excited. I've only ever seen the first 2, and I think there's like 13 of them. There's a lot.
There's like
of them.
9. I downloaded them. There's
dude,
like 9.
Dude, there's fucking way too many of them.
9 or 10, probably.
So that brings us to your number 3.
My number 3, I'm gonna go with this one's like it's horror, but it's more of an action movie. I'm going with Aliens.
Yeah, I was gonna put this one on here. I vetoed it because I figured you would put it.
It is so good.
It is really good.
Not as good as Alien,
not as good as Alien, which is my favorite bad opinion that people have.
Dude, that's one of the crazy opinions that people have, and it's like, oh, obviously not. The first one, that's a horror movie.
Somebody told me the other day that Terminator 1 is better than Terminator 2, and I almost fucking lost my shit.
That's wrong. Also, yeah. Like Alien 1 is clearly better,
but Terminator 2
is eons better than Terminator.
I don't even think the Terminator's good. Like honestly don't.
I saw the 3D version of Terminator, and like people walked out, dude.
The first one?
Yeah, because Jimmy Cameron released that in 3D like maybe 2 years ago.
But then he did Terminator 2 in 3D, and we went and saw that. That was a fucking blast.
Yeah, I saw that with you.
Yeah,
but the first one, man,
people didn't like it.
Doesn't hold up too good.
People were not into that.
Terminator 3, though. Woo!
Rise of the Machines. I think that one might be better than Judgment.
We're gonna be talking about. We'll talk about.
We're gonna superhero cape Rise of the Machines. I think when we talk about.
Dude, I might cape. I might start caping Terminator 3. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
My number 3. This is a recent one that I really, really like. My number 3 is Annabelle Creation.
Ooh,
which is fucking so scary. Why is that movie so scary?
I didn't count that one really because that's more of like a fourth movie to me.
That's sort of like, I sort of thought it was cheating, but I mean, technically it's a sequel to Annabelle.
But I really love that movie, and I don't understand why more people don't talk about that movie.
Dude, fucking everybody's out here talking.
It's super low budge, but it's really good.
Everybody out here talking about how scary it is, and I'm like, you seen Annabelle Creation?
Annabelle Creation's the scariest movie I saw last year, probably.
Yeah, and you know what?
I saw a lot of horror movies last year.
I think it might be like not even in like the top 50 scariest films I saw last year.
It's not scary, but it's good.
It is good, but it is certainly not scary.
Yeah.
What is your number 2?
My number 2 is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Woo!
Bring it down. Bring it all down.
Kill that bitch, Bubba.
Dude, we saw this at the movie marathon on the big screen. I've seen the movie before, but on the big screen, like, just elevated it to such a classic in my mind.
Dude,
I love it so much.
It was so much fun to see on the big screen. My number 2 is one that we already talked about. Of course, I think I cape this series a little bit too much. I think I like it a little bit more than I probably should, but Evil Dead Part 2 is my number 2.
Evil Dead's good, dude.
I really like it.
I don't think that's a series that you shouldn't cape.
Because I just feel like I'm too like generous.
You're definitely too into the third one.
Ooh, I love.
You're definitely too into that movie. I've seen that movie with you 6 times.
Yeah, dude. I've seen.
You know how many times I've seen that movie?
6
times.
Yeah. I love Evil Dead 2 though. I think it's fucking awesome.
Evil Dead 2 is great. It's like the first one but good.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Because the second one is a remake.
I also like the first one, but obviously Evil Dead 2 is the superior.
Yeah, because Sam Raimi was getting a little sillier with that second one.
He's mad silly. It's very silly.
Yeah, absolutely. What is your number 1?
My number 1. Dawn of the Dead, baby.
Dawn of the Dead,
dude. I love that zombie shit. I go in balls deep when the zombies break that little wall made of cardboard, like that's gonna hold them.
Yeah, they're like karate chopping through it.
It's really dumb. But that's what I love. That's what I love.
If you want to hear a more in-depth review, we actually did a review of that movie on a previous episode. Go and look for that. That was a couple years ago at Spookytober.
Spookytober 2 years ago. Yeah,
that was like the hardest Spookytober ever because like
we didn't even finish the series.
We finished it, but we finished it in like January.
No, so there was still 2 more we didn't watch.
Was there?
There's 2 more.
Like Return of the Living Dead. There's 4 and 5.
Yeah. You decided we weren't going to watch them. And I'm like, but you get to watch them. And you're like, no.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, there's 2 more.
Why'd you let me get away with that?
I don't know.
That doesn't sound like me.
Well, look up the archives, dude.
Well, we might have to do that now.
You want to do it 2 off and just get those out of the way? Rave to the grave?
I think we might
That's what it's called. Rave to the grave.
Rave to the grave.
No joke. It's called the Evil Dead Returns 3 Rave or 4 Rave to the grave.
Dude, okay, yeah, we'll be watching that, absolutely.
And then there's another one. There's a 5th one also.
My number 1.
But you had to give up because you had to tap out. I vaguely recall you tapping out. You're like, I can't watch anymore.
Well, I like to eat when I watch these movies. You can't eat when you're watching these movies because it's so gross. And I just seen like 9 of the same horror movie over again, like the same fucking zombie movie again and again. And I'm like, I can't do this shit anymore. I can't.
Go ahead with your number 1.
My number 1. It's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, baby.
Ooh, pretty similar list.
Yeah, we got some onesies on here. I swapped out your Conjuring for Annabelle Creation,
which is fine. That's a fine swap. I think Annabelle's probably scarier, but I think Conjuring 2 is probably a better movie.
You might have me there.
Yeah,
you might have me there. I might just be horned up on Annabelle because I just saw it recently. Yeah. But
you watched it again?
What? No. Time I saw Annabelle Creation, and now I've seen The Disaster Artist 4 times.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Great.
I had to literally drag you to the theater to see that movie.
And now I've seen it 4 times. It popped on Netflix this week. I had to.
You were pissed that I was bringing you to the theater.
Well, I don't like to go out.
No shit,
dude. I don't like being around people. I think people are gross and weird.
Says the stinkiest man I know.
Well, and I don't want people think I'm gross and weird.
Yeah.
I don't want people knowing how gross I am. That's why I do a podcast. You can't smell through the internet.
Well, you know what you can smell through?
What's that?
Well, I'll save it. But the 40X of Tomb Raider.
So do we want to take a little side tour here and talk about Maniac?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we
so
do.
here's what happened. Is that last weekend? Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Oh,
it was Buck Leduc's birthday. So we went out and we must have been like 9, maybe 10 beers blasted.
Yeah, we had a lot of brew dogs.
Dude, we were fucking so drunk. And we were like, yeah, Maniac's playing at the Globe at midnight. We're going to go to that. And they let us in for some reason. Like, we were barely alive, and they fucking let us in to see Maniac.
Mm-hmm. And I figured I was going to fall asleep almost immediately. But here's the thing. This movie's so fucking bad that I just couldn't fall asleep.
I saw this movie in college like 6 years ago, and I remember being like, oh, yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Apparently, I had like dumb shit opinions when I was in college because this movie is very fucking bad.
It's real fucking bad.
It's real fucking bad. And here's the thing is that I hear a lot of people talk about this movie as like one of the greatest slasher movies of all time, but it's not about anything. Like the main character, who is the killer, is never in any peril.
Yeah.
Like there's never a point in this movie where you're like, oh shit, it's going down. No, he just walks from place to place murdering people and gets away with it.
Look, I get that it taps into the psychological mindset of a murderer, serial killer.
That, yeah.
But like he's like, and he's high. I kind of like that he's hiding in plain sight. You know, he's like, he's got his Christmas tree. He's like, hello, how's it going?
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
He seems like, and he does seem like
ugly man, dude. Super
very ugly man. He does seem like someone you got to keep your eye on, in my opinion. If I saw that guy walking down the street, I'd be like, what's that guy up to? What's that street person up to? What's that fucking forest person up to?
I might follow that guy back to his house. I might break into his basement.
But I mean, the kills are very mild, especially to today's standards.
Yeah, it's mostly just like it's like him thrusting, and then you see like a fucking knife go into a piece of silicone.
It's very grindhouse.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Shown on 35mm, which didn't help because it looks like dog shit, obviously. Look, I love
it's a garbo.
I love 35mm showings, but I mean, they don't really hold up that well. No. They don't look that good.
No. And I think the movie has to be like a certain caliber for a 35mm to look decent.
It's not a 70mm showing of 2001, you know? This is 35mm some shitty grindhouse movie.
Yeah, exactly. Like if somebody contacted me, it was like,
clearly they didn't pay very much money for it.
Yeah.
Because it was like a fucked up print. It was like a red as shit.
Yeah, fucking the color correction was all fucked up. Like this is clearly like this had been in somebody's throwaway pile for like decades, and they're like, I've been meaning to throw that out.
Yeah, then the Globe's like, oh, we'll buy that.
And they're like, how much you want? They're like $90, and they're like, all right.
Perfect. We're gonna sell $90 worth of tickets to these fucking rubes.
Yeah, because
I actually really like that dude that runs it with the beard.
Yeah, but then he asked us how the movie was.
And then on our way out, never do this. Never ask me how a movie was because I got a lot of opinions on it.
Yeah,
and I'm like, dude, it was fucking horrible.
That was like when we went to see Avengers: Infinity War. My friend told me beforehand the movie was great, and he was going for a second time.
Yeah,
and then we came out, and he was like, "What'd you think of the movie?" And I was like, "Fucking horseshit, dude."
Fucking real bad.
But yeah, Maniac. It's just like.
It's really boring too. That's the problem.
It's really boring. They handed out barf bags, which by the way were just popcorn bags with the Maniac poster ironed onto it. Yeah, you got. I have mine in my house, but mine's a little crumpled because between the theater and my house, I had to barf so bad, and I was like trying to hold it in as much as I possibly could, but I had the bag ready just in case. I did, however, make it home before I hurled the contents of my stomach into my bathroom. My girlfriend was super pissed because we rolled up at like 2:30 in the goddamn morning. And
I don't know where it is. Maybe I threw it out. I don't really remember.
Yeah, you probably should have thrown it out. It's bad. It's bad. Mine's all fucked up.
I was real disappointed because I've seen Maniac Cop, which is like a great slasher.
Yeah, and it's the same director, correct?
Same director. It's basically about this like crazy cop that just starts murdering people while he's on his beat, you know? And that's great. That's like, and it has some real kills in it. And there's like 3 of them. There's like 3 Maniac Cops or something. But this is nothing like that. This is completely different. This is like pure, real low budget, real grindhousey, and just not good.
This is a one-act film.
Yeah.
Which is like my biggest problem. This is a fucking one-act film.
I'm pretty sure Drew's not friends with us anymore.
Yeah, Drew may never hang out with us again. Did he stay for the whole thing?
Yeah, he's like, I didn't fall asleep this time. I'm like, good for you, Drew. Because he notoriously falls asleep or just leaves.
I didn't fall asleep, but I did rock a vom about halfway through.
Yeah, you were gone for a while.
Yeah. Found out the next day I vomited on myself. That was fun to find out the next day.
Oh yeah, you were fucked up, dude. Let's head on over to Exorcist: The Beginning.
I put the new beginning. Is that what it's called?
The Beginning.
Is it just called Exorcist: The Beginning?
Exorcist: The Beginning.
I put the new beginning in my notes.
I'm pretty sure that's a Jason movie.
You may be right. So this movie's directed by Rennie Harlan. Most notable for some of my favorite fucking movies. Dude made. Did he make Broken Arrow? Is that him? But he made
the John Woo film.
Oh no, you're right. That's John Woo. Yeah. Right.
The John Will film.
But he made Deep Blue Sea, which I've talked about many times on this podcast. I super love that movie. Smart Sharks.
Yeah, Die Hard 2, Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah, Die Hard 2.
Nightmare 4, the one we saw.
Oh yeah, that one's bad.
Cliffhanger.
Oh yeah, Cliffhanger was still alone. Yeah, he made that. That movie's actually okay. I don't hate it.
Ford Fairlane with Andrew Dice Clay.
Never heard of that. But
The Covenant. The Legend of Hercules.
The Covenant, that one actually kind of makes sense. Did you say The Legend of Hercules?
Yeah.
Was that the Rock one or the one that was not the Rock one that came out at the same time?
Yeah, not the Rock one.
Yeah, but it came out at the same time.
Yeah. Scott Adkins is in that one, though.
So, yeah, that's a bad cast. So, Exorcist: The Beginning.
He also made that movie with Jackie Chan and Johnny Knoxville called Skip Trace, where Jackie Chan sings a lot.
Oh, yeah, that movie. I forgot about that. Okay, so this movie's weird because they're like, okay, we're going to make a prequel to The Exorcist. And they're like, okay, you guys, we got to up the ante here. Okay, we got Pazuzu, and like he's already a demon and he possesses children and he's,
I fucking actually kind of like the concept of this one.
Yeah, they fuck it up, but like, how do we make...
They certainly fuck it up.
How could we possibly make Pazuzu any scarier? And they're like, we got an idea that's a little out there, but we're going to pitch it anyways. What if Pazuzu was also a Nazi?
Oh,
what?
Huh.
What? They made Pazuzu a Nazi in this movie. Why the fuck would you do that? That doesn't even make sense.
It's a small African demon. African demon.
There's some stuff in here that I do think is not terrible.
Yeah. I think there's some interesting stuff. I really liked when hyenas pulled apart a small child. It's like, what? That in here?
I wish that we had done our top 5 shittiest CG movies after I saw this movie, so I could talk about those shiny ass fucking hyenas that are in this movie. And then later on in the movie, when Pazuzu himself is the fucking CG spider person.
Oh yeah,
man,
I barely remember that. I was in a coma at that point. This movie's so fucking bad, dude.
So this movie starts off with like some sort of plague.
Yeah,
it's like, and that just like sort of comes back, but not really.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of people in that African village are sick.
Yeah,
and they're constantly in a hospital.
Oh! I just remembered something that just came off the top of my dome. There's a scene in this movie where the woman gives birth to a baby being eaten by maggots. And
that's pretty tight.
Nothing to do with anything.
It's like this kind of makes The Heretic look pretty good, though.
Yeah. I mean,
Heretic, like that's a move about something.
Here's the thing, though, is that people are saying The Heretic is like one of the worst horror films of all time. Bitch, that's not even the worst Exorcist movie. Might be top 3 of 5.
Yeah, top 3 probably. I haven't seen Dominate. Dude, this movie it felt like a watered down version of The Mummy with Brendan Fraser.
It does feel like that. Yeah, because this movie's more about like archaeology.
It's not a horror movie. This one's not a horror movie. Nothing scary.
It's more like, it's honestly more like an action movie.
It's like The Mummy kind of. Like,
because it's archaeology, but then it's like there's like the war action scenes, and then he physically fights Pazuzu in this movie. Like he physically fights her,
fisticuffs, dude.
He's like punching her and like fucking lighting her on fire and shit.
It's kind of wily, dude. It's kind of buck. It's a little buck.
It's too buck. It's fucking way too
buck to be a movie.
So at least
so buck to be a movie, in fact, that Warner Brothers was like, this isn't gonna work, and then they hired Paul Schrader to make the same movie.
And they released them both.
Only the Paul Schrader one went to like wide release, though. Obviously,
no, I don't think that's even true, because this is a true story, okay? And I remember this very vividly. I remember one time I had to fucking babysit the neighbor kids because his parents and my parents were going to see Exorcist the Beginning.
Okay, well, here's the thing, though. I looked it up. This Exorcist the Beginning got 110 screens.
Oh.
Whereas Dominion, which was released at the same time, got 2,000 screens.
So maybe that's what they were seeing. But I was pretty sure it was Exorcist the Beginning. Because I never heard of the Dominion one before, but I've certainly heard of the Beginning.
But I honestly think that Dominion might have been marketed as the same movie for a while.
Maybe they just called it Exorcist the Beginning for a little while because it's a better title.
Yeah.
It's a better title than Dominion.
The prequel to The Exorcist.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been calling it. I keep calling this movie The Exorcist the Beginning, but actually this movie is just called Exorcist the Beginning, and that pisses me off. That makes me real. I'm not going to go into it, but I really do not like that.
Man, I don't know why Stellan Skarsgård
is in this?
Agreed to this movie that looks like
you agreed to it
for twice. That looks like it was made for $7, dude. Dude, that opening. Is this movie? And it's like, well, if we're gonna make a really shitty version of this movie, at least it's
the decimation of William Blatty. Because William Blatty famously hates this, right?
Yeah.
He famously does not like this movie.
He likes Dominion, okay, he says.
But what was the quote that he said about this movie? It's like the most embarrassing professional moment of his entire life.
The most embarrassing professional moment of his career was him sitting through this movie.
Jesus Christ, man. So this movie is like really weird. They really lean into the animal work in this movie. It's like a lot of crows and locasts and
I like the hyenas, dude. I think that's fun.
They
look like garbage.
I think it's a fun idea. I think the idea of this movie where it's like there's a fucking
puts the fucking eyelash and lions to shame, dude. They're so bad looking.
The idea behind this movie is dope, where they are like, oh yeah, we had to build this church to secure Lucifer inside of it, and then we buried the church immediately, and then archaeologists find it 1,500 years later.
Sure.
Fuck, what a great idea. And it's the site that Lucifer fell. Fuck, that's great.
Yeah.
That's so good. How do you fuck this up this
on
bad?
Paper, very good.
So good. But then, and don't let me convince you to watch this movie, because absolutely never watch this movie. This movie is super duper bad. Good monkey work though.
Good monkey work. Yeah. There's
the monkey who works at the well, and he's fucking bringing water up for people.
I love good monkey work.
I do.
What a treat.
Yeah. But then there's just like a cavalcade of characters that are like there for no reason. Like that fucking ugly weird dude who's trying to fuck the main girl. And he's like, don't you want to fuck me? Is it because I'm so ugly? And it's like, why is this in this movie?
Yeah.
That dude was gross. Too tough to look at. Also, David Bradley, what a fucking waste. I can't believe they wasted him in this movie. In it for 8 seconds as the priest, and he's like, yeah, so Satan's afoot, and then fucking Skarsgård just leaves.
So this is the same character that Max von Sydow played, right?
Yeah, and you know what? Stellan Skarsgård is a younger Sydow. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's like that I was on board with.
That makes sense to me. What doesn't make sense, or well, maybe it makes sense, but it's just something I'm not on board for, is the fact that he just decided not to be a priest and instead is Indiana Jones. And
Dude,
then near the end of the movie, he like fucking grabs a priest sash as if it's a fucking weapon and literally throws it at Pazuzu and knocks her back. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
What? Remember that scene where he threw the sash at her and she fucking launched back like
I do remember
cannonball.
that, actually. That's pretty good.
It's not. No, it's not. It's not good. That's what I'm saying. It's bad.
Yeah. I mean, but good, like, as in, it's good as in it's bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's like when you call something sick or fat or whatever.
Yeah, sick, dude. That's sick. I just think there was such a great idea here, and I'm excited to see what Paul Schrader did with this great idea, because I bet they shared a lot of notes.
Here's what I can tell you about Dominion is people really like the hyenas in Dominion.
Okay, so maybe they're better, but they look bad here.
Apparently they're better. Yeah.
Yeah. Did this movie lost money? It must have, right?
It had to have.
It had to have lost some money because nobody fucking saw this movie, and I can't even believe that this was a movie. Like, they finished it, but barely. Like, it's almost as if like halfway through when they hired Paul Schrader, Rennie Harlan was like, fine, fuck you. I'm just gonna fucking finish up this movie in 3 days and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's probably what happened.
Yeah, because it's so bad. It feels like there's holes. It feels like there's spots where there should be scenes in between, and there isn't. This is an incomplete movie.
Well, let's hope that that our boy Schrader clears it up a little bit.
He won't.
He will not.
Does this have Nicolas Cage in it? The Dominion film?
No, same cast.
I didn't know Paul Schrader made films without Nicolas Cage, for the most part. Hey, can we see Dog Eat Dog again? I just want to watch that. Can we watch that instead of Dominion? I just want to watch Paul Schrader's Dog Eat Dog.
No, you get to watch Dominion.
I do not want to watch Dominion. So that's Exorcist the beginning. That's a 1-star film.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's very fucking bad. It's not a real movie.
No.
It's like not even a real movie. Like, that's not even a joke. It's not a real movie. Doesn't even exist. Let's talk about Tomb Raider.
Yeah, baby.
Tomb Raider. This was the feature presentation of the day. So I want you went and you saw this in a D box.
Yeah,
and
dude.
I'm kind of interested to what that experience was like.
Well, it's very expensive, first of all.
How much did you pay? Can you give me figures? $30 a piece?
Yeah.
$30 a head.
And I bought boat tickets, obviously.
Boat tickets?
I bought boat tickets.
What's boat tickets?
Boat tickets.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because you took a lady there, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So $60.
$60. I didn't buy popcorn, obviously.
To see this movie. So yeah, I
shaking around.
I spent $7.99 to see this movie on PlayStation VOD.
Yeah.
And that was way too much. Way too much. Now, here's what I'm going to say in defense of this movie is that I regret watching this movie in my living room. I really regret, because I bet you in theaters this movie's at least better.
It's way fun.
So much fun. I bet you it's fun. But in a living room setting, this movie's obviously going to age like dog shit, because in a living room setting, this movie is fucking terrible. This is...
it's better than Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, but like most movies are. It's certainly better than Assassin's Creed, but it's still bad. And I think... I feel like
I agree that it's not that good, but I also think it's exactly what it's trying to be.
Yeah,
which I appreciate for one of these movies.
You know, I don't even know if I agree with that.
You're wrong then, because this movie from start to finish is a relentless, stupid action movie. From the very start of this movie, but it lays it out that this is going to be very stupid.
Yes, but like the first 40 minutes is like, this is going to sound really douchey and elitist, but the first 40 minutes is like the wrong kind of action movie. It gets better near like the end when they're actually tomb raiding. I love that stuff. But at that point, I'm clocked out because they're trying to make me care about Lara Croft, and not in a million years would I care about that character, because they're like, here's her and her dad. And I'm like, I don't care. The whole thing with her and her dad, I don't care. Like when she sees her dad for the first time, like it's supposed to be a moment. You're supposed to be like, oh, it's her dad. Oh my God, that's amazing. And they fucked it up. They fucked the whole thing up. Like the dialogue is so awkward.
I don't think it helps that I really like the director. He made like this. He's like Swedish or something.
Oh yeah. I think I looked into him. He's only made ever like Swedish movies that I've never seen.
Roar Utger or whatever. I can't remember what it's called. My computer will not load because it's a Mac.
Doesn't function.
But I don't think it helps that he doesn't speak English at all. When directing this movie, I don't think it helps.
Oh, that the director doesn't know how to speak English.
I don't think it helps because like everything was delivered so fucking weird. The Wave is what it's called. The Wave is awesome.
Oh, you know what? I've heard of that movie. I've never seen it though. But yeah, I just think like Alicia Vikander, Academy Award winning Alicia Vikander comes in.
She doesn't seem
here,
like she gives a shit.
She doesn't give a fuck about this. Not even Goggins, who goes pretty hard.
You know who does though? That fucking Asian guy. That Asian guy is my favorite character.
Goes.
He fucking goes hard as shit. I feel like as soon as you meet the Asian guy in this movie's on, dude. This film.
Hey, why does Walton Goggins look so much like Monkey?
Jesus, dude. He's my favorite scuzzy greaseball.
Oh yeah, he's absolutely fantastic, and I do love him. I just think like the movie just takes so long. This movie is like fucking trying to start the lawnmower. It's like,
see, I didn't get that, but maybe because I was in a shaking seat. Yeah, I thought the entire time. I thought the pacing was impeccable in this film. I didn't even think there was a down period. From what I recall, I didn't rewatch it. I would never rewatch it.
No, of course. You'll never see it again.
I will never see this movie ever again. But I didn't feel like there was any points that were slow.
I think the first 30 minutes where she's like BMXing.
It's not that long though. That's the thing. It's
like 30 minutes. It's a while.
Maybe 15.
It's way more than 15.
She signs the papers 20 minutes in, so it's not longer than 15 minutes.
But then she gets like that clue, right? And this is another pet peeve that I have with movies like this. And maybe I'm a spoiled little piece of shit who's seen Indiana Jones.
This is definitely very derivative.
It's derivative, dude. It's super derivative, but
I'd rather take this over the fucking other Tomb Raider movies that are derivative of fucking
nothing. Or Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
No, I agree. McG movies are bad. But those movies are pretty buck. Like if you gone back and watched Full Throttle, it's pretty buck.
No, I like Charlie's Angels.
Oh wait, no, we're talking about Tomb Raider.
I don't like the Tomb Raider movies.
Yeah, that's right. What is it called? The Gold Cradle, Last Cradle?
I've seen them, but I can barely remember because I've seen them on cable.
I like that John Voight plays her dad in that film. That's fun.
That's pretty fun, actually.
that's actually
it's weird that they're related because don't look anything alike.
Well, it's because Angelina Jolie's not even a real person. That's a robot. That's
mostly made of plastic.
Yeah, that's true. Fucking John Voight made a robot, dude. I just think like my thing, and like I said, I'm very spoiled. I've seen Raiders and Temple of Doom, and even like you're gonna probably flame me for saying this, but like even like Da Vinci Code, that type of movie where they take you with you, they take you on the adventure. Whereas Tomb Raider, it's like I'm seeing her. I'm just like watching her go on an adventure. Like she opens up the clue and she's like, got it. And it's like, what do you mean got it? Like, what do you tell me?
I certainly agree. There's not a lot of discovery. I think the tomb stuff is a lot of fun though.
As soon as they get into the tomb, it's great.
I mean, by the third time they step on a trap, I'm like looking around. I'm like, is this contrived to anybody else? It's like, we're just going to keep stepping on traps here.
How many traps we going to step on?
God, they step on a lot of traps in this movie. But I do think like that whole tomb scene, like I think that whole tomb section is fucking fantastic.
Well, and like, here's the thing.
Especially when I was in a chair that was moving. You know when they're on the boat for like half an hour?
Was it throwing water at you?
Yeah, it's throwing water at me. Whenever Walton Goggins was on screen, it smelled a little sour.
Is there like a splash zone like warning before they throw the water at you?
No, dude. It's really scary the first time it happens. Because you don't really expect it to like fucking hit you in the face.
We should do like Skyscraper in D-Box.
I'd love to see Skyscraper. I'd love to pay $35 to see that.
You want to go see Skyscraper in D-Box?
I should, dude. I would have loved to see. I would love to see Rampage there because the grill smells like it would have shot you with those grill smells.
Does it actually like put out smells?
Yeah,
it puts out smells. Yeah. Dude, they go pretty hundy on it, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I've never done D-Box. I've always wanted to.
I mean, some of them are like the first ones they ever released were for Fast and Furious, and all they did was shake, which is still cool.
Yeah, that's neat.
But now they're like some of them are pretty upgraded. Some of them are pretty cool. The 4D ones. They have like the 4D D-Box, 4D.
We'll have to go to like the best one, whichever one it is in town.
And then they just basically keep throwing water at your face, even when there's no water around, because there's not really much else they can do.
Well, they got the water in the reserve tank, right? It's gotta be empty by the end of the night. They got
the water, and like sometimes she'll just be running, and then like something like a fucking like a bat will fly by, and then you get hit by water, and you're like, what the fuck?
There's a fucking bat touching me. I hate it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So I definitely see the merit to seeing this movie in more of a cinematic.
I think it's fun. I don't think it's good. I never said that.
It's bad. It's certainly bad. But there is something that I did want to talk about.
Daniel Wu, though.
Yeah, there is something about this movie that I want to talk about that I do like. And that's like,
that's the shit you do like.
For the first like hour of this movie, I'm sort of fucking rolling my eyes at the fact that they're like, we're trying to find a witch with unspeakable powers, and she's the angel of death. And I'm like, I'm rolling my eyes. I'm like,
what's this movie about?
I am so done with this shit. And then they get in there, and then they find out that she's actually a carrier of the Black Plague.
Yeah.
And that's why they called her the angel of death. And I'm like, okay, that makes more sense. And I'm willing to.
I liked that. I thought that was good.
I'm more willing to believe something like that. And I actually kind of like
it takes the fantastical element that it doesn't need.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I was kind of like, oh, fuck this. Because I thought it was going like this really weird supernatural route. But in reality.
Mummy? You thought it was going The Mummy?
Yeah, I thought it was.
I thought it was going Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I thought maybe we were going to watch fucking Enchantress in this movie. Yeah. I thought she was going to bust out of the fucking coffin and just do like swirls around the place. But then they show up and you're like, oh, fuck, here we go. And they open it up. They find out this lady has the Black Plague. And it's like, all right.
Gotcha. It makes sense. I think it worked. I think the Black Plague is a little too obvious in this, but you have to kind of do that for cinematic effect.
Well, so I'm not a Black Plague expert, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I don't think
that ain't how it went down. You mostly just like shat and puked until you were too dry.
Pretty sure it takes more than 30 seconds to kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But like, it's the only way that this movie could have made sense was for them to do that. I think that this movie has some merit.
Yeah,
but.
I think put Rodger on Indiana Jones 5, dude.
Yeah, of course. I think
give him a good script, and I bet he could direct the shit out of some Tomb shit, dude.
I think in an hour, and I'm gonna sound like such a douchebag here once again, but an hour and 45 minutes is not enough time to really establish Lara Croft as a character, which is why I like the games. Like right. I really do. I like the game because like they're like, all right, so we're gonna give you 15 hours to like this character. Perfect. That's more than enough time.
Damn, where are you getting 15 hours? It's fucking crazy.
Fucking first and second game.
I played like 10 hours of Stardew Valley last night. So
okay, yeah.
So never mind. I guess I get it.
Perfect game.
That's so good, dude.
Yeah, it's the best game of all time.
It's like Harvest Moon, but if there was stuff to do. Harvest Moon's fucking boring, dude.
Dude, Harvest Moon is boring. Yeah, I think this movie is good. I think that this
you think it's good.
Whoa, what did I just say? Whoops. No, I don't think this movie is good. I think it's quite bad. I think there are redeemable moments of this movie. Specifically when they're tomb raiding, but anything before and after that is just garbo. Oh, and then they ended on a cliffhanger. Don't make another one.
Yeah, make more, dude.
No, make less.
Make 3 or 4 more.
Make less.
Yeah, franchise.
Should have even made this one.
Make 6 Power Rangers. Yeah, dude.
Dude, I do want them to do that. They're making 3rd Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I did see that. Yeah, that's a treat. Let's talk some movie news.
Yeah, let's talk movie news because it's been sort of a buck week, dude.
Well, it's been a couple weeks since you just never watched these movies. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, and we had my birthday last weekend, so I give you a pass on that week.
Yeah, we were too busy being drunk and throwing up in the Globe Cinemas bathroom.
I did not throw up.
I certainly did. A lot.
That's wily, dude.
That's
so buck.
I think one of the most important things that happened over the past couple of weeks is that after the response that Disney received from Solo, they've put all of their Star Wars story films on hold.
I think that's a horrible mistake.
I think that's a bad mistake too. I mean, look, I haven't seen Solo yet. We're seeing it this weekend. But I can tell you I did not like Rogue One. And I certainly did not like Last Jedi. And if I don't like Solo, which I'm thinking maybe I won't, it'll be 3 for 3 at that point. So it makes me wonder, maybe they need to take a step back from this franchise, and maybe they were trying too hard.
Nope, they're not trying at all. And here's the problem. Kathleen Kennedy is not steering the ship at all.
No.
Compared to Feige, who has planned out every second of these movies. Rian Johnson didn't talk to J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, of course he didn't, because J.J. Abrams watched that movie and was like, how the fuck do I fix this?
No, I mean, he wrote it without J.J. telling him what's happening in the series. which this is what this means to me, is that there is no vision for the trilogy. When you look at George Lucas's stuff, it's a complete vision, whether you like it or not.
Absolutely. When he made
none of these
Phantom
movies
Menace,
have vision. They're like Rogue One's based off one line in a scroll, and fucking Han Solo is based off one line about the Parsec run.
Yeah. Do we need that? Because like, here's the thing: is that say what you want about the original trilogy, but while George Lucas was filming the first scene of Phantom Menace, he knew how Revenge of the Sith was going to end.
Well, here's the thing that I find interesting is that when you have like, what's that guy's name? Kevin Feige is his name. He literally has his hand on all of them, which we've discussed before. We think is like a little too much at times.
Yeah, it can be a little much,
especially in Black Panther. But he knows exactly what's going on for the next 10 years of those movies, whereas Star Wars doesn't have that direction because Kathleen Kennedy is literally just a producer. She's not putting her fingers in any of it.
Well, and I think the problem is that when the average consumer sees a trailer for Solo, they think to themselves, "Oh, okay, that doesn't actually add to the canon. I can skip it."
Well, and also like they released it like 4 months after the last one, and they also fucking did no marketing.
Yeah, that's very true.
There's no marketing for this movie.
Everybody was still coming down from Last Jedi when they released
I'm
this
still
movie.
mad about the movie.
Yeah.
I'm still real mad about it.
Well, and it's like,
I'm still mad. I'm still reeling from Avengers. I'm pissed at Disney as a whole.
Jumping over to WB, however, they're doing sort of a similar mistake where they're making the new Wonder Woman movie, and it's called Wonder Woman 1984.
WW84, baby.
Yeah, but I know that she's still alive for Justice League.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's
that one's just gonna be fun though. Yeah. That's just gonna be a fun one.
I hope so. Is it Jenkins on there again?
Yeah, they're not gonna get rid of Jenkins, dude.
Yeah, Jenkins.
Are you insane?
Patty J just
you think you can get rid of Patty J? That's their only filmmaker they have at that joint.
But they've also announced that Steve Trevor is going to be returning.
Oh, which I'm not on board.
I hate that because it means nothing matters. I mean,
is he going to be Force Ghost?
Is he going to be Force Ghost?
Is he going to be a Force Ghost?
It's going to be Force Ghost.
But why is he wearing 80s clothes then?
I don't know.
Is he Force Ghost with 80 clothes? Why? If you're going to be Force Ghost, you got to be wearing fucking World War I gear, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I think somehow he's going to be saved, and then that negates.
Dude, what if
I will never watch Wonder Woman again because there's a lot of movies. But if I ever did, I know now, while watching that sacrifice scene that's so really powerful in the moment,
that it means nothing.
That it now means nothing.
It means
I don't care about the movie at all.
Yeah. And that's like, it really is the best part of that movie. Like, that's the most emotionally charged instant in that film. The fucking Steve Trevor character. Because like now, what are they gonna? They're gonna Captain America this bitch? You gonna pull him out of an ice block?
I would think more likely like some sort of gods intervene.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense since Jesus is in this movie.
Well, it's more like Wonder Woman god.
That's a derivative of Jesus for sure.
Well, what was the guy Ares? That's like Greek or something, or
yeah. No, you're right. It's
Is
Greek.
It Greek?
It's Greek because it's the same universe as Zeus, right?
I don't know.
She's like Zeus's babby. I think she's Zeus's kid or something.
All I know is I figure like one of those gods is going to intervene.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But then
I don't want this though.
But then also the question is fucking why?
Though I do think that Aquaman movie is going to fuck pretty hard though.
Oh yeah, James Wan.
Yeah,
I'll fuck with that. But here's the question: is if the gods intervene and they fucking bring back Steve Trevor from the dead, the movie can't have conflict because it's like, oh, no matter what happens, just Zeus is just gonna bring.
No, it would be because they killed Ares that he was allowed to intervene. Otherwise, they're not allowed to. This is comic book shit, dude.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's like they're like the Watchers. They can't.
I'm an adult, so I can't read comic books anymore.
Okay. Well, that's what this stuff is based on, though. This is the source material.
I'm aware. I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm not a cock.
I've never read a comic book, by the way.
Yeah, which is probably a good.
But I do understand this is what the source material is. So.
In other news, fucking Comcast
tries
to come in here and snipe Fox from under Disney. So they're like, $65 billion for Fox, which is like, Comcast doesn't have that kind of money.
Yes, they do. They have more money than Disney. They have more cash on hand. Disney doesn't have cash on hand, dude. It's all assets.
Yeah, that's another crazy thing about the Comcast deal. They were offering cash.
Dude, Comcast,
what do they own?
They own every television station. They own most of the internet and telecoms in the States.
I see.
Okay, it's not an entertainment company. It's a real multi-billion-dollar company.
I see now. I get you. So
but what are they going to do with a fucking studio is my question. And Fox doesn't seem to want to take that deal. They're like, Disney, come on, please. Well, because they would rather work with Disney.
Well, Disney upped the ante and Fox accepted their new bid.
Yeah, but they accepted the last bid also.
Yeah, fair enough. But if they accepted Disney's bid and then Comcast came in with a bigger bid, couldn't Fox just be like, no, they already offer us like so many billions of dollars. We don't need 9 more billion.
No, this is what happened last time. Is Disney offered 64 billion, and they're like, great, we accept your offer, and then they're like, hold up, this is a bidding war, and that's why we've heard nothing about this for 4 months.
Yeah, because it's sort of
because it was a non-public bidding war.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, we're going to give you $1 billion more. And Disney's like, $1 billion more.
Try 6, motherfucker. $71 billion. I want this to keep going, though. I really do.
I like the entertainment value of it. Because you're not going to make that money back, though. That's crazy.
That's why I think it's fun. Because at this point, I want it to go to like Disney ends up buying it for like $100 billion.
Didn't they get Star Wars for like $4 billion or something?
It wasn't. I think it was less. I think it was like 2. Like it wasn't that much. And what do you really want from this? Is that's my question. You want
X-Men, I guess.
X-Men?
Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
Fantastic Four needs to come back home.
Alien, maybe? I don't know. Like, what do you think you're getting, Disney? What do you think you're getting that's worth $71 billion?
I mean, the catalog. It's a deep catalog.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you'll get fucking anniversary Blu-ray sales, but how much is that really going to
for their streaming service?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because like if they have a streaming service that's
Fox
like
Searchlight, they've got like 100,000 films.
If they're like, hey man, we got if the first person who has a streaming service with Napoleon Dynamite, I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah, give me that Fox Searchlight.
Yeah, give me the one with fucking Napoleon Dynamite. If they're like, hey guys, we have a streaming service and we have every Die Hard movie. I'll be like, oh Jesus Christ, I'm in. Like we got every Pirates movie, every Avengers movie, every Star Wars movie, every Aliens movie, every fucking Die Hard movie. I'm like, you had me at hello, bitch. Just give me,
dude. You had me at hello.
Yeah, you had me at hello, Disney. Just take my money.
Take it. Steal it from me.
Yeah, there's too many streaming services now, and I subscribe to all of them.
I subscribe to so many.
I have a lot of them, dude.
It's like let's we gotta figure this out.
Yeah, we gotta tone it down. Let's just if Disney made one, I might unsubscribe from some of the other ones I have. Not Netflix.
No, not Netflix is the tried and true, dude.
Yeah, because that's a studio now, and it's an important and integral. Although here's the thing: is that we took a couple weeks off watching Netflix movies, and now there's 15.
Why'd they release 18 movies?
Yeah, no,
there's
15, and we're 15 behind now.
Whoa, way more than that. We were 15 behind when we were watching them every week.
Dude, there's so many, dude. There's that fucking weird Lucy Liu movie with Taye Diggs.
Oh fuck! I've heard that's horrible.
I've actually watched it. It's really fucking. Here's the thing: we don't need to review that movie.
It's like horrible bosses.
Set them together. Get it together. Set it up. Yep. Okay. So I watched this movie. We don't need to review it. That's a half-star film.
Yeah.
There you go. It's
like horrible bosses, but unlikable.
Yeah, and there's no there's jokes in there, but they're not good jokes.
Okay,
they're bad jokes. But yeah, Netflix is making bad moves, but it's bad moves I'm interested in.
Yeah, dude. Did you see that movie where Gary Oldman plays a talking house that wants to kill people? Goddamn Netflix!
What? Okay, yeah, we'll have to watch that at some point. Like, there's no way we're missing out on that one. That sounds fucking buck, dude.
Yeah, that one sounds buck as hell, dude.
So next week on Movie Epidemic podcast, what are we talking about? Star Wars?
Yeah.
Is this Star Wars?
We're finally tackling Star Wars.
We're finally doing Star Wars,
but I feel like we would regret it if we didn't see it in theaters.
Top 5 canceled Star Wars story films.
I really wanted that Obi-Wan movie, dude.
I wanted it.
And Ewan McGregor wants to do it, which is insane. Like, he wants to do it. You have to do it then. He's not getting any younger.
Yeah, you have to do it right now. You have no time, guys.
I mean, he's now filming Dr. Sleep.
Yep,
so
too busy.
I guess you guys fucked up.
Yeah, Stephen King swiped him, and that's probably a good call.
Yeah, it's a real good call. That movie's going to be good as fuck.
Although I'm pissed that it's not actually Danny Lloyd.
Well, obviously it can't be Danny Lloyd.
Dude, let's just
an insane pipe dream.
Yeah, I know. But let's just get Coob back from the grave.
Yeah, rise up. rise up. We'll do an exorcism into Denny Villain. You put him right in there.
Dude, I'm not convinced that he's not already in there.
He might already be in there, dude. Him or Alex Garland, he's somewhere.
Oh, actually, it's more likely he's in Garland.
He might be in Garland.
Dude, have you seen Ex Machina and Annihilation? Those are Coob movies.
Those are Coob movies.
I think those might be fucking.
Those are the most derivative Coob movies of all time, and they're both 5 stars. So
those are Coob films, dude.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm
fine.
Down. I'm down with the sickness.
I'm super down with the sickness, dude.
So we're talking about Star Wars Solo, a Star Wars story. We're talking about Beirut.
Beirut's John Hamm getting on that John Hamm swag. Beirut.
John Hamm, my boy. There's someone else famous in it, but I don't remember.
Doesn't matter. If John Hamm's in it, you've eclipsed the film. That's like Tag. That's a John Hamm movie. I don't know who else is in that.
Here's my impression of John Hamm saying the word apartment. Apartment.
Oh, that's a good John Hamm, dude.
So Beirut, Star Wars Solo story, or whatever the fuck that's called.
Yeah.
Rampage.
Woo, getting that wrong. I've seen it. Will not watch it again, but you'll enjoy it.
This is going to be really exciting because not only are we talking about Star Wars, but we're also talking about The Rock, and those are our two big hitters.
Goddamn.
Like people, like those are our big episodes. People will always download if we talk about a Star Wars movie, and they'll always download if we talk about a Rock movie.
Yeah.
It might have actually been smart to split these two up, but too late. Too late. We've already announced it. And talking about Dominion, I guess. I did my best to convince you not to make me watch it, but we're going to watch it.
Nah.
We're going to watch Dominion,
prequel
to The Exorcist, and then we'll be starting off a new series, and I get to pick the series.
Wow, okay.
I'm really excited. I got one in mind that I really want to do. You're going to love it, actually. You actually probably will like it.
Okay.
But you might not have time for it. Anyways, that's the Movie Epidemic podcast. You can follow us on Twitter, right?
Yeah, Movie Epidemic.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. The Instagram is the best one. That's the one where we're most
Here's what I'm going to say. If we don't get more listeners, I'm going to kill myself, and then this show's over. So, because I'm the producer on this show. If I'm not alive, this show doesn't happen. And I talk to people all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why aren't you listening to this? Because it's hilarious. It's like people
we are very funny.
People will listen to it and if you're not laughing, I question what the fuck's wrong with you. Yeah, because this show's funny.
I've listened. It's funny, dude.
This is a funny show. And it's about about film.
Which we love.
Which we're very passionate. You're not so much into film.
I'm more into
you like blockbusters.
Yeah, I'm more into just like Marvels. No, that's not true.
Yeah, you really like those Marvel movies.
Dude, I have a
you seem to like no movies.
I have a confession to make, and it's something I've been holding in for quite some time, and I feel bad about it, and I want to talk to somebody about it. And it's something we've been joking around about it, and I've been just sort of going along with what you say, but I have to say something. I like Noah Baumbach.
Yeah, me too.
I like. Oh, you do?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh shit, dude. We all like Noah Baumbach, dude.
I don't like all of his movies, but I do.
I don't like The Squid and the Whale for sure, but I do. I like Noah Baumbach. I'm sorry. That's 20 Hail Marys.
So you didn't say Malik. If you would have said Malik, I would have beat the shit out of you. Because like Malik's got a couple good flicks, but those were 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, like Thin Red Line.
Thin Red Line.
98.
Badlands is awesome.
I've never seen Badlands.
Days of Heaven. That movie's good.
The Fountain. No, wait, that's Aronofsky. That's a different person.
That's Ski.
That's Aronofsky.
I fuck with Ski though.
That one's Aronofsky, but it should be Malik.
It could be Malik.
I watched that movie and I'm like, this is Malik, right? And I'm like, oh shit, it's Aronofsky.
Yeah, it's Ski on his weirdo shit.
Whereas like Mother is Ski on his weirdo shit.
Was that?
Yeah, that's Aronofsky. Yeah, Pie and fucking Requiem.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. Like Mother is weird, but like it's clearly Aronofsky. Whereas Fountain is like this could be Malik.
Yeah. Someone was talking to me about Mother the other day. Like, I didn't get it. You got to explain it to me. I'm like, I don't got enough time, dude. Listen to the pod.
Sorry, I'm just posting on our Instagram for anybody who wants to follow us on the Instagram.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at LastCoolDude. Do not at me though.
Yeah, don't. Oh,
not interested.
Tell them about the person who added you this week.
Oh yeah, I was like, I was talking about espresso, and I spell it like a fucking plebeian
with an X.
Yeah, because that's how I've seen it spelled. But apparently it's spelled with, like, the real word spelled with an S. I wasn't aware of this. I had no idea, dude. I didn't know that word was espresso.
This dude's learning.
I'm learning things, and somebody added me. And they're like, I bet you put milk in that espresso, too.
And then that's they put tut.
Honestly, the fact that someone would think I would put dairy into anything is more offensive than actually, like, correcting my grammar. I don't care about that as much. But the fact that someone thought I would put milk... That's a cappuccino. Did I say cappuccino, bitch? Nah, I was drinking a straight double shot of espresso.
Yeah, don't at me. Don't at me. You can follow me on Twitter also. You actually can at me. But
I honestly, if you say some shit to me,
it's a block.
That's a block. And then that's unfortunate to you because you don't get another chance to interact with me. You get as many chances as you want if you ain't saying stupid shit. You say some stupid shit. That's a block, sir.
Hey, you at me a joke, and I'm like, I don't want it, but all right.
Yeah, you can at me a joke, but if you punch up my joke, that's a block,
you're
sir.
Blocked. Yeah, you're definitely blocked. You're donezo.
You can punch up my work. I put more thought into my tweets than you people can even imagine.
Yeah, you can follow
me. Curated Twitter feed.
Yeah, you can follow me at Fake LeBron. On Twitter.
Man, when's LeBron gonna get his Oscar?
He already has one, doesn't he? Oh, that's Kobe. Shit, Kobe Bryant. I can't believe he got one from BB-8 and didn't fucking. Why didn't he dunk BB-8?